What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is February 20th of 2019. Well, folks, I hope you all are having a great day wherever you are, and it seems as if over the past week or two, we've just been getting a lot of positive news pieces and opinion pieces as well on cryptocurrencies. We had Jack Dorsey, for example, endorsing the Lightning Network, carrying the Lightning torch, as well as talking positively about it on Joe Rogan's podcast. But along with that, we now have Elon Musk, one of the biggest tech enthusiasts in the United States, coming out not only saying that the design of Bitcoin is brilliant, but also talking about it possibly being better than cash as a way to transfer value. So this is really exciting stuff, guys. We're going to be diving through this article and really kind of getting a grasp of it, but also kind of checking whether or not Bitcoin is providing that value comparative to its market capitalization. Now, real quick, just want to let you all know I am going to be at Tokenomics in Bangkok. If you guys can make it out, would really like to see you there. It's going to be an exciting conference, a lot of great speakers, and I'm going to be giving a speech on cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency adoption in Venezuela. So it's going to be a cool time. But going on to this topic, I want to spend some time to go through what Elon has stated, what he does like about Bitcoin, why he believes it's a better means of value transfer, but also some of the negative aspects as well that he still sees. And obviously a lot of them make sense in the eyes of Elon. But luckily, I think there's a little bit of misconceptions on the negative side. We'll talk about that. Okay, so here's the major quote. This is basically from a podcast for ARK Investment that he gave back on February 19th. And here are some of the quotations. Cryptocurrency, bypasses currency controls. Paper money is going away, and crypto is a far better way to transfer values than a piece of paper. That's for sure. Now, this is in regards to a comparison between, I think what Bitcoin was seen to be, and I think a lot of people still would like to see it, even though a lot of people debate between stored value and cash. I can definitely think in this case that people would hope to see cryptocurrencies become true digital cash in this case, an alternative to physical cash. And the fact that I can send it anywhere across the world, that I don't need third parties in this case to do a digital payment, the convenience of it, not to mention, in this case, at least for now, in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Monero and a lot of other cryptocurrencies at the moment, fees are quite low. And it's just simply awesome in the fact that it's censorship resistant, that you own your own money in your digital wallet. So I think Elon sees a lot of the benefits of this, not to mention the fixed monetary policy in cryptocurrencies. But the big thing here that I really like as well is that he really focuses in on capital controls. And this is something we've talked about in Venezuela, for example, how in Venezuela you can't take your Venezuelan bolivar and go swap it into another currency on, Forex markets, right? You can't go out there and go to, trading desks or, OTC desks and basically swap out to another currency. They just don't allow you because everything is so integrated into the traditional framework. And if the Venezuelan government wants to block that, they can do that. Now, you know what they can't block is local Bitcoins. They can't block everyday people meeting up and exchanging paper currency off the grid in this case for things like Bitcoin and Dash and all these cryptocurrencies. So as I was talking about earlier, that's what I'm going to be talking about at Tokenomics. The fact that you can bypass currency controls is massive. Now, Elon does come with his criticisms as well, and this is quite fitting and understanding about the fact that it uses a lot of computational energy. It's very computational intensive in this case to do Bitcoin transactions, not to mention the amount of power that is going into processing the amount of transactions Bitcoin is providing. Some people would ask whether or not it's worth it at this point. Now, again, maybe, for example, with things like Lightning Network and more adoption, the electricity we're using is going to be worth more at that point. Not to mention, one thing that a lot of people miss, and this is something that Elon actually quoted here. He said it may not be a good use of Tesla's resources to get involved in crypto because they're focused obviously on sustainable energy and electric vehicles, things of that sort. The major point here that a lot of people miss out is that mining has actually really driven the adoption of renewables. It's actually basically a continuous competition to get to cheaper and in many cases renewable resources in order to power mining systems, right? People don't want to pay grid prices for energy because you're dealing with a utility company, not to mention you're going to usually be paying a generally higher rate if you were to go through the grid rather than just building out your own mining system. Now, going on to some important data points here, we can see Bitcoin transactions have been increasing here on a daily basis since back in March of 2018. It's good to see this, but nonetheless, again, we're seeing not as much value being transmitted over the network in this case, comparative to valuation. What do I mean by that? Well, we've talked about these two indicators, the NVT ratio and NVT signal, both of which are very good because they take a general amount of the value that's being taken over or sent over a network and also dividing it in this case by the overall network value, right? So again, we want to see this number go down. We want to see Bitcoin in this case being oversold because right now it's holding still quite high here back to its 2018 levels and the sense of value we're actually seeing over the network. So Elon has made this opinion of it being a great network, and I 100% agree. But at the same time, you know, when we're asking about what Bitcoin is valued at and what it's providing, we can see here that we're still quite overvalued for Bitcoin at this moment. So as much as I don't see Bitcoin's price going down that much, I think while we're going through this bottoming process, we're going to need to see Bitcoin gain more real world adoption. And it's good to see, you know, people like Jack Dorsey and Elon talking about it because I think it builds some buzz around the topic. And this is all coming at a time as well, guys, that over the past 7 days, I mean, take a look at cryptocurrency markets. You know, you've got some really big runners, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and even Binance Coin as well. A lot of these cryptocurrencies and EOS above anything, killing it in this market, starting to get some actual volume that actually impresses me a little bit. And also, you know, seeing double-digit gains across the board. Just look at the sea of green we have here for cryptocurrencies. So it's very good to see this. I'm more than anything excited that we've got some of the bigger CEOs seeing this, not to mention someone like Elon, who has experience in the payments market, who worked at PayPal alongside Peter Thiel and a lot of other great people. So I want to hear what you guys think about this down below in the comments. Let me know what you think, if you think this is any big news or that, you know, maybe Elon, for example, in your mind has been a fan of Bitcoin for a very long time. I think this is good to see. I like to see him taking the pros and cons and really pushing as well, if any criticism, the fact that we need to get more transactional volume and we need to make more use of this computational power. And again, push as well for renewable energy in this case if we're going to have mining and proof of work long term. So anyways, that's it for the video, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay tuned.